Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, I already said yesterday, I think it was my ETH video or Bitcoin video, I can't remember, that we might not see a lot of price action until sort of a few hours before the CPI data comes out. This is always a day like today when we have this CPI data where there is a lot of volatility, just normally short-term volatility, and you cannot say in advance if because of a certain number, a certain inflation growth year over year, that the prices are going to go down or up, because you don't know what is priced in. We had the occasion where people thought it would go down because of a certain range of CPI data, and it did eventually go up, and the thing is, it is that short-term volatility, and that is what we pretty much know about. Every month you have that volatility around 2 to 3 hours around that CPI data release, which to my understanding is 8:30 Eastern time today. You get this additional volatility. That's what you need to know about. Normally it doesn't change the trend. Normally it wouldn't change anything massively in the chart. It will, however, lead to short-term volatility, and it can distort waves. Okay, let's take a look at where we are with Bitcoin. I'm not going to repeat what I did in the previous videos because, the price hasn't really changed. Overall, what you need to know, a bearish outlook overall still, even though the chances for the bulls have increased again with that latest 5-wave move up. There's an impulse to the upside. We can count that impulsive. And however in which way you're counting the higher level waves determines basically the outlook. So let me explain. There is now, with having 5 waves complete to the upside, a chance to count this with a higher probability bullish, but you can also count it bearish. And that is where all my explanations from the previous videos come in, that of course it can go up, it can go down. However, sometimes you get to these decision points where just both scenarios are easily possible, like today. And therefore it is sometimes just better to let it play out and then plan your next moves when you have more clarity. So of course we can count this here as a WXY corrective wave since the June low. And then from that high on the 15th of August, that August high, we came down in a 5-wave move, and we either bottomed out here on the 29th of August in that wave 1, which would be the first wave of an impulse to the downside that will lead to new lows. And then by applying the Elliott waves, we can find out that this here was actually a corrective wave, A, B, C. That is also why I bought here some BTC around 20,700. Why is that? Because we had 5 waves down complete. That is what you need for a wave 1. And then we could count A, B, C, for that wave 2. Possible. The other possibility is that the wave 1 didn't really finish until down here. And then we have a little bit of a different wave count. You can count this as a corrective wave to the upside as well. It's not, it's not ideal. There's a few possibilities how this can be counted then to make it corrective. For example, just for anybody who also wants to learn Elliott waves, there's a chance to count here a very small, to count this as a this would be a WXY. Now I think we had that count on the chart in the last video where we say, I think this was this was the W, X, and then here the Y wave. That's possible. We can count this as an impulse and as a correction, and the other possibility is that we say, okay, we have a 5-wave move, and this here is actually the wave A of the 5 waves. There will be a wave B down, and there will be a wave C up. And that would also take us higher in a corrective pattern. Now, ideally, if we now come down in a wave B, the wave C will not break above 23,960. If it does, then we're getting into a bullish wave count, okay? And of course, you know, these were the bearish wave counts. Eventually then after the wave 2 peak, yeah, we would come down. The bullish wave count would suggest that in fact, yeah, we have here an impulse to the upside, and that we will do something like this. That this here is a wave 1 to the upside. We're going to come down in a wave 2 next. We'll move up in a wave 3 and 4 and 5. So this one is very similar to that ABC that I just showed you. And therefore, it is so important at the moment, in my opinion, to wait for the next movement to play out. If we see this to come back as a wave 2, which means we're making a higher low, or as a wave B, which means that we're going to make a higher low, and in both of these scenarios we would expect higher prices afterwards, then there is a chance to go long here. Yeah, because in both the bullish and the bearish count then, the ABC count and the 1-2 count, we are planning to go higher afterwards. Only when we get into a bearish count here, yeah, and will not hold a higher low, but we get below the 78.6% fib level, which is roughly at 19,450 if I remember correctly. Yeah, 19,400 here, the 78.6% fib level. If we come down impulsively and break below this level, that would indicate that we are in the wave 3. And if we do that, we will know that as soon as we drop below the lower low, or below that, yeah, September low here at 18,500. And then I would just also let it play out, and then we can accumulate at the bottom, because then we know that this is going to play out in 5 waves. So there will be another wave 4 and a wave 5. And then we can plan our moves from the wave 3 low. And in the other scenarios, either bullish or ABC corrective, we would be waiting for the pullback to go long. These are my strategies and possibilities. So in the very short term, that wave 5 could be complete. I said it yesterday, so these 5 waves could be complete, but there is not enough evidence to actually count it as complete. So in this 5 wave move, we can say we had a wave 1, 2 in blue, then here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in white as a subwave of blue wave 3. Then we came down in a wave 4, and we moved up in a wave 5. That is possible to count that as an ending diagonal, but it is not enough evidence to say that wave 5 was indeed complete. Today, especially today, is time for an open mind with the CPI data. That could without a problem extend further. This could, for example, be only a leading diagonal in a wave 5, something, yeah. That the whole wave 5 will be a diagonal, and this is only the first wave. So this can extend out further, you know. This is what we don't know. Of course, it could extend even in the bearish scenario all the way up to, yeah, as I said, 23,960. That is certainly in the range. And remember when we talked about down here, we talked about the range between 22 and 23K, yeah, a few times. We talked about that. And that is exactly where we are in. So without a problem, we can still push higher here in the current scenario. But I'm not going to trade that long. Why would I? The risk is just too high. Support is down here anywhere for this wave, at least Fibonacci support. And you know, the reward is fairly low compared to the possible risk. So I will stay out of this and let it play out. Even if we break above 23,960, which might even happen today in a very volatile environment, and then we have a lot of buyers come in because of FOMO, I would also wait for the pullback, which should then be fairly strong. Because on the 4-hour chart, we also overbought quite strongly. And we even start to see here a bearish divergence come in. That would confirm that we are soon experiencing a dip. Yeah, and for me, again, I took some profits yesterday. I made the channel members aware at pretty much pretty much the same price level. If we push much higher, I would take some more profits. If not, I'm going to accumulate lower prices with the profits. Okay. And that's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.